1015 FM, KDAWN.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Welcome to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas. It's the best of pro wrestling. And we are going to have a show full of fireworks and fun. It's going to be awesome. We've got Eric Hay, Coach Rosey, and NJ Holiday in studio. We're going to get them on in just a little bit. But as we have two big, massive, huge, unbelievable interviews, including one that made a ton of news. And we're going to be getting to that, well, pretty much right now. Ricochet from AEW joined us in studio. And if you didn't happen to read any of the wrestling sites, yikes, he kind of got everybody a little fired up. And of course, they were in town here for AEW Dynamite, and we're going to be talking about that too. There's a lot of interesting things happened here in Las Vegas. So without further ado, let's get things rolling first and hear from the AEW national champion. He is Ricochet. And we are on the Mark Hoke Show and very excited to have this man in the house. Of course, we've got AEW Dynamite and Collision coming up here on Wednesday. It's going to be a huge night over at the Pearl Theater at the Palms. There's a lot of great matches on there. You know, get the world champ and, you know, some other people. But this guy, of course, is the main event. He is the AEW national champion. Ricochet back in the house. Welcome back, sir. Good to have you.
Yes. Good to be back, I should say. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Just a quick drive up the street for you, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, I love that we're in Vegas. It's the best.
What makes Vegas so special to you, by the way? I mean, you know, you and Samantha live here. What is so great about Las Vegas you decided to plant your roots here?
Honestly, I think it's just the vibe. I think it's the access. I think it's the entertainment. I think it's the sights. I think it's the food. I think it's all of it that Vegas has to offer. It's funny because before moving here, I think I had only been to Vegas one time, and that's for a wrestling show where I had like landed the day of. So you land, you go to the hotel, you check in. Then you go to the show to get ready for the show. Then like immediately after the show ends at what? 10:30 maybe. I had a red eye flight out. So I had to go straight to the airport to leave. You know what I'm saying? So I was in Vegas, but I didn't get to do anything. I didn't get to see anything. I didn't nothing. So before I moved here, it was like the first time actually experiencing Vegas. And then after I'm moving here, I was like, man, this place is awesome. Like, this place is awesome.
I mean, I talk to my daughter about it all the time. I have a hard time even thinking about leaving. I mean,
yeah,
24/7 town, so much to do. I mean, living anywhere else would just seem boring.
No, yeah. And I think I like the Vegas. I like warm weather. I like hot. I like warm weather areas. And as opposed to like a Florida that's very humid, it can be 120 degrees here in Vegas, and I can still go outside and I can still be in my back porch and I can still enjoy the day. It's hot, but I can still enjoy it. Like in Florida, it could be 82 degrees outside and it's like 85% humidity. So it's like you're just instantly in a pool of your own sweat, and it's a pool of like just humidity. Like, so I would rather have the hot, dry heat. So and then again, the food, the entertainment, the sights. There's so much that Vegas has to offer.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We're happy you're here.
And AEW,
yeah,
on tomorrow.
You bet.
Vegas.
gonna be an awesome show, man. I can't wait. It's always a fun time with AEW, and we're looking forward to going over to the Palms. So get your tickets, by the way, AEWTix.com.
If you can, I mean, it's slim to none. I mean, we might be sold out, so that's also great to hear. But if you can go on AEWTix.com right now, there might be some available.
Yeah, you might get a resale.
You might, you
might have to pay for it, but it's worth seeing Ricochet wrestle.
Absolutely, premium prices.
There you go. Well, I wanted to talk to you first a little bit about the guys you're working with, the Demand, because we know them very well here, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona.
Yeah, those are the homies.
We saw the talent that they had when they were wrestling here in FSW. Pretty smart to put those two guys around you.
Absolutely. I mean, see, that's also where me and Swerve, where we differentiate, because he had them at his, expense. He had them at his side. He had them to collab with, and he decided for some reason that, and I said, no. See, that's how I know that I'm automatically smarter than Swerve Strickland, because you can't just let these guys go. You can't let them go. These are premium guys. These are sharks in the water, and they will do damage.
Yeah, they are awesome, and you are a lucky man, sir. They have done a lot of damage,
yes,
including to your opponent.
Yeah,
coming up here on tomorrow night with the Jungle Man, Jungle Jack Perry.
Jungle Jack,
man, what is with you guys? You can't get away from each other for a little while here.
Listen. I thought, I thought that I had exposed him when we had our singles match last time for the title when I won. I thought I had already taught him a lesson, but he, for some reason, seems to think because he's pinned me twice that he has, for some reason, a shot, an opportunity. He has a reason to come after my title. Yeah, listen, I get you pinned me twice. It was luck. It's never going to happen again, especially not this Wednesday, especially not for this. But again, try your hardest. That's all I can say. Try your hardest. Good. Yeah, bring it on.
It was a fluke both times. Absolutely.
And that's what I was saying. He's like that squirrel from Ice Age. The squirrel that just keeps surviving every single movie. He's still there. Somehow he keeps surviving every single movie. That's like Jack. He's like that annoying little squirrel that just keeps coming back for more. And we just gotta make sure we put him down this time.
Well, don't smash his nuts unless you absolutely have to, sir. All right. Please. It's a kid. It is a family show.
Yes, true.
Well, of course, you are the national champion and just recently won that title. What did that mean to you to get this singles title in AEW that you were pushing pretty hard for, and now it finally happened? And that belt is sweet, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think we had the casino battle royale, the casino gauntlet, as I should say, and we had a lot of guys in there that was trying to go after this title. The Bobby Lashley's, the Shelton Benjamins, Kevin Knight himself. We had a lot of guys in that match that were trying to go after this title, a lot of, heavy hitters. And I said, that title is mine. I'm coming for that title. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that title is around my waist or over my shoulder at the end of this match. And when you have the vision that I have, and you have the foresight that I have, some people say it's even supernatural. And so I had already seen the visions in my mind, and I knew that I was already going to walk out champion. And with the two sharks at my side that was going to help me, tread these waters, there's no way I wasn't going to walk out with it.
Yeah, and you nearly won that Dynamite Diamond ring, too. That was awfully close.
I know. Bandito got lucky.
Yeah.
Bandito got really lucky. And then that's all I can really say about that. I kind of got screwed out of my title. I should have I had that one. But we don't harp on the past. We only look for the future. And the future has Jack Perry's name written on it, and that name is actually the name on the hospital bed that he's going to have after my match.
Nice. Well, Jack better be ready. Let me ask you one question about Bandito, though. How strong is he? You have been in the ring with so many different people. I mean, where would you put him in terms of a level of strength that man has?
Who is this?
Bandito.
Come on, listen.
Have you forgotten?
Who? Listen, my partner is Toa Leona, the strongest man in AEW right now. And then on the other side of me, I have Bishop Khan. Guy's quadzilla over here. His quads are bigger than Jack Perry's waist is. Just one leg, you know what I'm saying? So if we're talking strength, I'm taking Toa and Khan any day. Bandito, yeah, I guess he's strong for his size. But I mean, I'm stronger than Bandito.
Really?
For sure.
Man, I want Tony to set up a segment. I want to see you guys
I'm
bench it
stronger
out,
than
man.
Bandito. I could outlift Bandito easily.
Oh man, I'm sending that clip to Tony right away. I think that would be something for maybe Collision. You guys could do a little segment on weightlifting there.
I mean, if he wants that smoke, or if he wants this title, I'm more than happy.
Fair enough.
Bandito is one guy. Like, listen, I don't just be giving title shots out willy-nilly. This isn't an open shot. This ain't not everybody going to get no title shot. But Bandito is one that I will smack in the face for this title for sure.
Fair enough. Well, one guy that just showed up by way of Tommaso Ciampa, who became within 6 days of signing his contract, the TNT champion. And I know you guys have some history. And I have to ask about this because he said this comment about having a hair versus hair match, but it's a reverse.
Yeah.
It should be called a bald versus bald match. Both you guys can keep yourselves follically challenged. I'm sure you could probably grow some hair out, but the loser would have to grow their hair out. Would you do that? And how successful would the hair growth be if it would have to happen?
I mean, I feel like I could rock a pretty mean skullet, but it wouldn't be me growing my hair out. That's for sure. I'd still be, bald as the day is old. But, I wonder what Tommaso would look like with some hair. I guess, you know what I'm saying? We've had history in the past. He and we've been in matches before all over. And, I don't think we've ever actually had a singles one-on-one. So that would actually definitely be something that I think people would want to see. I think so. But again, maybe he can get the Carlos Boozer where he like painted his hair on that one time.
Yeah, that'll work. And so no title versus title, but hair versus hair.
Listen, he just recently became, and I've never actually went after the TNT titles before. So I think maybe if I went after the TNT title, I think maybe that would have been something that was around my shoulder as well. So who knows?
Yeah, that would be a fun match. And but with Tommaso coming over, it kind of brings to mind there has been so many new wrestlers that have come over to AEW in just this month. I mean, the list is long. And you had wrestled elsewhere, and it's very well documented that you weren't too happy, and you came to AEW and renewed your love of the game with it. What is going on with everybody coming to AEW, and who stands out to you, if anybody?
I think AEW is showing that not only can they tell cohesive and like time awarding stories to people who've taken the time to watch the stories to have a payoff to, saying I think AEW's shown that they can, and not only can they do that, but they're willing to cooperate and work with talent and work with, how talent sees progression. And I think they're willing to work, but also I think they're showing that we're given the freedoms to try different things, to do things. And again, I think the collaborative process of office and talent, I think, is just kind of showing through. And I think it's, especially to the workers, the wrestlers out there, I think that's, very important. And I think the people who want to go out there and, give it their all and kill it and, make our art our way. And here, AEW is just giving, the talent and the wrestlers the freedoms to try their ideas and try something that may work, may not work. But yeah, and I think the audience has seen that and organically is now growing over a set time.
Well, and it was interesting to me too, because I saw a tweet that somebody had put a picture up of you wrestling AJ Styles somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you had responded by saying, that's not me. That's a watered down, different universe version of me, two completely different people.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a statement. Where did that come from?
I mean, I don't think it's any different than Marvel having different universes and different Iron Mans, different Captain Americas, different Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that Ricochet, on the Ricochet that I am now, is the same Ricochet that I was on the independent scene and in Japan, and doing the things that got me popular to where I am today. And then I think, again, being even in, like, when I got hired at NXT, that was, we were doing specific things. But then I think there was like an image that got posted. It was like me and Johnny and Tommaso and Alistair. And it was all four of us. And it was like, coming to Raw. And it was like showing the four of our photos saying that we're coming to Raw. And what should be like the biggest promotion in our, especially at that time, that was 6 years ago, 6 years ago. So especially at that time, what should have been like the biggest promotion in our industry turned out, I think, for, again, specifically Ricochet's story, I think that time was kind of like being, you've seen Marvel, you've seen the Marvel movies.
Oh, yes.
Thanos
Comic
snaps, and there was a 5-year blip of people that were just gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I literally think like that's how I put like Ricochet's wrestling career, is like that 5 years that, it was like being blipped away into a different universe. And it just wasn't what I was doing. It wasn't me. And, coming back to AEW and finding that love, it's like when Tony Stark, finally defeated Thanos and all the people came back. And that's kind of how I feel like Ricochet finally came back to what he was doing. And I feel like that 5 years was just kind of blipped away. And kind of honestly, I already know how this is going to sound, and I already know how people are going to take this. But I think that the day that, we got called to Raw was like the worst thing that happened to Ricochet's wrestling career.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Despite, I met my wife there, I made friends, made memories. They had a crazy platform to put me, all the positive stuff. But I think specifically for Ricochet's wrestling career, like that's where it took, it got blipped, and it because, what I was doing and the trajectory that I was on compared to the trajectory that I got for those 5 years, and then how it completely changed the public's image of Ricochet and who Ricochet was, I really do think that 5 years was like, it just, again, whatever you want to say for the fame and the celebrity and all that side of it, I'm talking specifically the wrestling side of it, that 5 years really tarnished Ricochet's wrestling legacy.
Wow. Well, we're glad to have you back.
No, yeah, and coming back here really like it helped me find that love. It helped me find that passion. It helped me find that feeling that I used to get when I walked out there. It wasn't just walking through the curtain and being like, oh my, here we go again. Like walking through the curtain, like literally like a job. Like you go to your job and you sit at the desk and you're like, oh my gosh. Like that's kind of the mindset that I was in for years. And then honestly, even when I left coming to AEW, like getting out of that mindset was a struggle. But luckily all the guys in the back were all good and stuff. Except for now I got to see freaking Jack Perry's face. Ugh. I got to see freaking Swerve in the back. On the days when he's actually here, I got to see freaking Ospreay's ugly face walking around. It's horrible.
Well, you know what? It's better than what it was. So
it's better. You're right.
I think you'll make it.
Yeah,
you'll be all right. Real quick, because I know we got to wrap up. How was the marriage ceremony? You didn't invite me, and I'm kind of heartbroken about that because I live here. But you know how'd it go, man?
Man, it was. The wedding was honestly, I know everyone always says this, whatever, other than like your child being born, those are the 2 days, but like it was like the best day of my life. And it went off so well, and things were, honestly, it was so smooth, and the memories that I can just always will remember from that night, whether it was filmed or not, like will stick with me. And it was everything that you wanted. It had all my friends, all my family there, like, or at least like the people that, you know, everybody that I looked at, no matter what, was like, you had good memories, good feelings. No one was awkward. So it was the best. It was here in Vegas. It was awesome.
Well, hopefully you're going to have some good feelings and good memories after tomorrow when you take on Jack Perry.
Without a doubt.
At AEW Dynamite at the Palms Theater or the Pearl Theater at the Palms, excuse me. And you're going to love wrestling in there, by the way. It is a terrific wrestling venue.
Yeah. I'm excited. I've seen photos, you know, on Twitter and online of like the arena. So I'm excited to see what it looks like set up.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And you know, if there's still a ticket left, you know, AEWTix.com. Otherwise, you're going to be standing out there begging me for tickets while I'm greeting everybody or calling up Ricochet and see if he can get you in the house. My friend, it is great to have you back again. Congratulations on the national championship and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it's going to be fun. See you there.
All right. Okay, and there he was, Ricochet, everybody. And boy, I tell you, did that interview get everybody a little bit fired up. Wow, it was something else. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, the Haymaker in the house, NJ Holiday and Coach Rosey, all here ready to roll. And we're going to talk about what Ricochet said. And we're going to talk about what happened here in Las Vegas, too, because it made national news. Some unbelievable stuff. So stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show coming up here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Stick around. A whole lot more from the Mark Hoke Show. We'll be right back.
I used to work for the insurance companies. I saw their delays, excuses, and lowball offers. Every time someone got hurt, I realized this system wasn't built for you. It never will be. So now I fight for the injured, for the people the system tries to ignore, for those the insurance companies hope will take whatever they're offered. At Sam & Ash, we make sure you get what you actually deserve. Call Sam & Ash Injury Law at 702-820-1234. Injury lawyers who win.
I've protected accident victims while flashy lawyers stack easy money and bullshit awards. I started a law firm that sets a new standard. At Sam & Ash Injury Law, we go to war against insurance companies to get you what's right. We protect you from greedy corporations and their careless clients. We force them to pay for what they've done. If you've been injured, visit samandashlaw.com. We fight, you win.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Get a jump on your spring to-dos at Lowe's. Right now, get 4 bags of Stay Green 2 cubic foot mulch for just $10. And that's not all. Grab 3 bags of Miracle Grow 3/4 cubic foot garden soil for just $10 too. Kick off spring with fresh savings. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/18. Excludes Hawaii. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Empowered. Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, and we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. It's the best in pro wrestling. And don't forget, coming up hour number 2, we've got the Hardy Boys. Boy, this show is jam-packed, and we're also jam-packed with peeps from the team here. Let's get them all in here and say hi. First, say hello to the Haymaker. Eric, hey, what's up?
Good morning, Las Vegas and wrestling world. Let's get this done.
All right. NJ Holiday is back in the house.
Good morning, Las Vegas. It's your favorite holiday, NJ Holiday, and we are back with a Super Bowl edition of wrestling. Let's get into it.
I don't know. I like Christmas better.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
no offense.
No, I'm with you. Like I said, who runs Christmas? St. Nick. And St. Nick himself is bringing gifts to your radio show today. So I'm with you.
All right. Exactly. Good cover. Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Rosey is also in the house from adfreeshows.com. Soon to be relaunching, and that's going to be exciting. Coach, what's up?
Yeah, man, it is an exciting time for us. We are no longer ad free shows. We are Ring Classics. So go to your Apple or Android app and check us out. Just type in Ring Classics and you'll be able to truly see the nostalgia of pro wrestling. We're taking a step back from a lot of the current content and going back to the roots and really taking a look at formats. We're looking at how matches were structured back in the day and really deep diving back into the nostalgia that got us back into professional wrestling.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And I'm looking forward to talking to Conrad about more about this. It's going to be a great time. Guys, we've got to talk about that Ricochet interview because everybody else did. So, Eric, I'll start with you. Was Ricochet right about what he said about his time in WWE? Because this is what everybody has been blasting on the internet, and it is still going. It started arguments and between wrestlers and just a mess. But was he right? Did that 5 years, was that a blip away for Ricochet?
Well, he was right in the sense that he flat out said he had no problem with it. His wrestling is in-ring work. That's what he had the issue with because he was under the WWE system, not able to do what he could on the indies, in Japan, and other places. So rewatching that and re-listening to it, I have no problem with what he said. I don't think it was as bad as people make it out to be.
What do you think, NJ?
You talk about, I agree with him. You talk about the aura that he had in his 1 year NXT from 2018 to 2019. It was unparalleled. He was the hottest thing in wrestling. North American Championship reign was one of the hottest things. His triple backflip that he did off the top of the cage at War Games is one of the unforgettable moments in wrestling that I've ever seen. But I agree with him. His main roster call-up was squished in there and rushed alongside Aleister Black. And then at the time, it was a random NXT Showcase tag team match on Monday Night Raw where it was him and Aleister versus Johnny Gargano and Ciampa. And all four of them made their debut on the main roster. and you see how they've showcased NXT talents and they've gave them a big stage to catapult themselves onto the main roster, usually the night after WrestleMania, usually the night after SummerSlam, usually a big debut at Survivor Series among the Shield and how they did. But they didn't do that with Ricochet. So I get where he's saying that should have been like one of the biggest moments in his career, and they kind of felt like it kind of felt rushed and it kind of felt forced because they did it right before WrestleMania in New York that year. And then they threw him into a fatal 4-way tag match on WrestleMania. And then afterwards, it took a while to get the ball rolling. Yes, he became United States champion, beating Samoa Joe. Yes, he became an Intercontinental champion, beating Sami Zayn. But other than that, what other memorable moments can you give me from his main roster run that 5-year period? So, yes, I agree with Ricochet saying that was like that 5-year period that he spent on the main roster was kind of like a fluke. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a lot better, but like I said, the way Vince brought him up, it wasn't the way that he envisioned.
Yeah, Coach, it's tough for a guy like him who just has such an explosive style and does so many wild things in the ring to go to WWE where, look, I think we can honestly say it, that they do pull things back a little bit there. Whereas in AEW, he's going to be able to fly all over the place, but it's not the WWE style of wrestling. And not saying that it's bad, but I just don't think it was a good fit for him.
Yeah, I take this from a unique perspective as a coach for a living. I can think of a lot of guys who I had on my roster and on my bench that the two of us just didn't jive. Maybe they transferred after their sophomore or junior year, and they turned their career around with a different person in charge. Different bookers have different ways that they want to do things, and Ricochet's form of wrestling is more suited towards AEW and more suited towards great matches. Even though we all know that Ricochet can create some great storylines, he wasn't given that opportunity in WWE because the head coach didn't think that he was ready for the opportunity. Now he's found a coach or a leader or a man that's running his organization that truly sees the benefit of what Ricochet can do, and he's starting to blossom. If you're ever put in a situation where you butt heads with the guy in charge, don't stick around. You're not going to be able to change the guy's mind who's in charge. He's the head coach. So go find someone that can really see your talent, and you can go thrive over there. There's plenty of opportunities in pro wrestling. I feel bad that Ricochet had to endure that for 5 years, but it made him a stronger person because look where he's at now. And he would have never met Samantha, the ultimate championship.
Let's not forget the one time that he did have a championship match for the main title on WWE. What happened? It was him and Brock Lesnar, and they had him fly all the way to Saudi Arabia in the build-up promo, the video package that they played before the match lasted longer than the general match that he had with Lesnar, where it was just suplex, F5, and then essentially a squash.
Yeah. He definitely didn't get the opportunity to show Ricochet. There were flashes of greatness, like you said, that NXT move and different opportunities to win the championship. But in wrestling, you have to have a long stretch to truly show your greatness, and he wasn't ever given that. That's true, NJ.
Yeah, and I will throw one other moment out, and that was with him and Logan Paul in that Royal Rumble when they did that double flying cross body block that it looked like it really did look like two superheroes were in the air. I mean, I remember that thing. That was incredible. But it was interesting to me sitting with him. There's a lot of people who said, well, he's just out there trolling WWE. And I even saw people saying that, well, the whole thing that happened with Hangman Adam Page and Marty Scurll, Ricochet got told to go out and stir things up and cover that up. And I'm just sitting there saying to myself, well, number one, nobody tells me what questions to ask. And, two, he was really sincere when he was in here. And, he paused when I asked him that question. And you could tell that while he was kind of keeping a strong demeanor, you could feel that it hurt him, that he didn't get to do what he wanted to do. And there was probably some regret there that he didn't get to show Ricochet. And Coach, you brought up that match with Brock Lesnar. Imagine if they'd have turned him loose for, say, 10 or 12 minutes and really let him go in that. But they didn't. And, he was done at that point. He really was. You're going to put him up against the big dogs and squash him. Well, it's see you later time. It really is.
It's really hard sometimes when you got a set feeling in your mind about somebody to turn it around. So even if he did have a great match with a viral moment, they could have just, whoever, Triple H, whoever could have just said, that was an anomaly. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the one time that they did give him a chance on the mic, he was up in there with Drew McIntyre. Unfortunately, he said, well, I didn't come here to talk, and then Drew cut him off. Well, then shut up. It's stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, where, like, you don't have the opportunity to really, like, showcase what you can do, because, honestly, I think they took that moment that ring exchange, that promo exchange, and then they really didn't give him the ball again. It's just stuff like that. But once again, that was the same year that they did what? They rushed him to the main roster. They didn't give him his main showcase from NXT to the main roster right after WrestleMania, like they did with Enzo and Cass. We all remember that debut from NXT, like they did with Adrian Neville. Remember that when he came right after WrestleMania. And then we remember what they did with, like, Bobby Roode when they brought him up right after SummerSlam. Just different stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It's Ricochet, it's Keith Lee, it's some other people too, where they just fumbled the ball right off the get-go. Karrion Kross could be one of them too.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, so it's many names that they just fumbled right off the bat. Well, Vince did, because that was Vince's tenure when he was bringing people up from NXT.
Yeah, it is a fascinating interview, and we'll talk a little bit more about it when we come back. But we also want to make sure that we get to talk about what happened at Dynamite, not just in the ring, because there were two huge upsets that took place there, but unfortunately, we made national headlines too. And, three of us were there. We're going to talk about it when we return here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM, Talk of Las Vegas. Also streaming on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Go get that app right now. And live streaming as well. We'll get your comments. Stick around. We'll be right back.
If you need to sell your house,
talk to Aaron Taylor.
You want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy. Buying or selling a home isn't just another transaction. It's the biggest financial decision of your life. And let's be honest, trust matters. That's why so many people choose Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy. With decades of experience, thousands of homes sold, and hundreds of 5-star Google reviews, our reputation speaks for itself. We help sellers get top dollar, even offering cash advances and repairs to maximize value. We buy homes in any condition, distressed, outdated, or even the nasty ones, fast and hassle-free. Residential, commercial, luxury, we do it all. Our marketing is unmatched, always getting our clients the most money possible. If you want honesty, professionalism, and results, call the real estate guys today. 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. License number 38886. Call for details.
talk to Aaron Taylor,
The real estate guy.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Dear God, I am tangled in wires and cords. Have a look. If anybody got that one, God bless you. We're back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM. It is the talk of Las Vegas. And we have got, of course, Eric Haymaker in the house. NJ Holiday is here. And Coach Rosey from Wrestling Classics now, correct, Coach? Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. I didn't hear you there, brother.
Ring Classics, my
Ring
friend.
Classics.
Ring
I'm sorry.
Classics.
Ring
That's
Classics.
right.
I got to get that right.
I'll have to catch you in the ring if you keep slipping up.
Well,
Tell him, Coach.
Wow.
Tell him, Coach.
Jerks.
Right?
Unbelievable. All right. We'll wrestle. WrestleMania weekend's coming up.
FSW, make it happen, NJ.
Yeah, we can make it happen. Let's settle up, Coach. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in your corner.
What?
I'll be in your corner, Mark. I got you.
Okay. Thank you.
Please do.
Thank you.
The Mark Hoke Show explodes.
Oh man, NJ Holiday. Well, we got Phil Stamper involved too. He'll be back around next week.
You got to stay woke, Mark. Stay woke.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I don't know if you want to be saying that right now. Oh man, look at Coach, by the way, getting ready for the Hardys coming up in the next hour. That's going to be a lot of fun. But you know, we're going to talk about the in-ring stuff as we go along in the rest of the show. But the Dynamite and Collision shows here in Las Vegas at the Pearl Theater, packed house. About what'd you guys say? I know that place holds about 2,000 to 2,500. You know, we're probably up close to that 2,500 range, wouldn't you guys say over there?
Around that.
Yeah.
Yep. Worst elevators in the world in that arena.
Wow.
One time Matt and Jeff and I were stuck in that elevator with 4 of the Godfather's hoes for 20 minutes.
Oh no!
Talk about a story.
That sounds about right, Coach. Because I was in the building with you that same night. We had that 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning show, 4th Row WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah,
and then we had Coach Ring versus the Infantry, and then like I said, that was a night to remember because, like I said, the youngest one, Eli Knight, did a flip off of the top of the section over here to the left, probably like 212 or something like that, onto myself, Sean Dean, and Carly Bravo. So yeah, that was one hell of a night to remember.
I saw those guys last weekend at 1FW. NJ, it was that they wrestled a heck of a match. It was a great weekend we had in Atlanta.
Hell yeah!
There you go. Well, the show made headlines in mainstream news because some people decided to do an F Ice chant, and I'm gonna, and Eric, I know you and I got to talk about it. NJ didn't get to talk to you about it at all, but number one, I think it was overblown because there were you know, the usual culprits out there, guys like Aaron Rupar, who, you know, if you Rupar, you do something wrong. It's actually in the in some dictionaries now. Said, oh, the entire place erupted with ice chants. First off, that is not true. And you guys can agree with me or disagree. Yeah, I would say there were a few hundred people doing it. I saw the guy that started it. I was looking down and just happened to see the first guy stand up. But it wasn't the whole arena. The vast majority of the arena was not saying a thing. And if you listen to the video replay, you can hear it echoing. It's not like the whole gang was doing it. Do you think that's first, NJ? I'll give you a shot. Do you think that's a fair statement that it was not the whole arena doing the chant?
Yeah, it's a fair statement. Like I said, once again, we were live there in person and living time when it actually happened there at the Pearl Theater inside the Palm Casino Resort. And man, yeah, the electricity was in the air for MJF and Brody Keene to main event for the World Title Eliminator match. And then, like I said, before the bell even rang, right after MJF did his Smith and they dropped the flag behind him, and then it was a nice little build up for these guys to do the collar and elbow tie up. Yeah, the one fan, like you said, decided like this is a perfect time to go ahead and speak my mind on ice. And then the whole, well, not the whole, but like that whole section kind of just followed and said F Ice. So like I said, like what a time, what a moment to be a wrestling fan. Let your voice be heard. And like I said, I like the publicity that has been getting for AEW, specifically MJF, because he was doing media at the Super Bowl and he got asked about it. And his question was he liked that he likes that AEW is different from the competitors where they don't censor their fans. They don't censor their fan base. So he thought it was a very nice moment that we saw he created a new meme when the camera zoomed in on his face while they were chanting that. He was like, oh, okay. But I like how he answered it. I like how he like addressed the situation while he was doing media at Super Bowl. So like I said, it was kind of blown out of proportion, but yeah, it was just that entire section.
Yeah. Here's the problem, guys, because now that, people like Denise Salcedo, who said, one of my favorite news videos to put together, Adrian Hernandez, best crowd moment I've ever been a part. Best crowd moment you've ever been a part of at all the wrestling events you've gone to, Adrian? Really? An ice chant. I mean, come on. But now that things are starting to settle down a little bit, there is another story that's coming out that AEW is saying, I don't know if we want to be known as the anti-Trump company. And I have been saying that all along. And look, I could defend ICE all day. They have found 300,000 children that got lost. There have been, I have lists of, because I do a politics show as well, I have lists of child molesters, murderers. It is unbelievable how many people have been affected by some of these illegal immigrants that have come in the country. And there are a lot of, polling says that people don't like this stuff. And it's just, like I said, I'm really trying to restrain myself a little bit because we are a wrestling show, but they're on the wrong side of this. And they're starting to realize, and what I had said a while ago, CM Punk coming out with his stuff and Brody King and Hangman Adam Page, all of a sudden they're getting a reputation as being on one side of the political spectrum. Guys, it's pro wrestling. We're supposed to all be there having a good time, right? And now this happens. And look, and you gotta blame Tony Khan. I don't mind people speaking their mind, and if crowds can chant whatever the heck they want, but you have a company that is on the razor's edge of attendance, just starting to get back into it a little bit. And you want to alienate 60% of the potential fan base out there? That's bad business. Eric, what do you think?
You also forgot Mick Foley and Ava, especially Mick Foley, posting about AEW while he's still under WWE contract, which I thought was interesting. It's a tough line to cross because, obviously we know WWE has their relationship with Donald Trump that goes all the way back to the late 80s with WrestleMania 4 and 5, and he was at 7 as well. I just think it's something that neither company should be stepping into, regardless of which side they're on.
You're alienating part of a fan base, whatever it is.
Yes, and they should
either side
not be doing that. Just like you said, be a wrestling company, be an entertainment company, do your thing, ignore this and that. Just focus on what you know you're good at.
I don't want to. I love AEW, and I don't want to see AEW get Bud Lighted, or targeted. You know what I mean? Those companies got destroyed because of their stances. Coach, what did you think of the whole thing?
Well, you guys were at Ground Zero watching the actual show. I'm actually in ICE Ground Zero right here in Phoenix, Arizona. So when it comes to the feelings of the people that were chanting that, I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with it, but feelings are really hot in this country right now. Should they have muted it? Should they have moved on the business side of it? Probably, but Tony does always stuff for his sycophants, the AEW sickos, which they talk about often. And for that section and for that group of people, whether it was right or wrong, Tony went with it. And we'll definitely see either the consequences, positive or negative, in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and it didn't help the perception with Bryce Remsburg coming out and saying, I waited to ring the bell. Because that looks like the company sanctioned that. Not a good call. Not a good call.
But keep in mind, I don't know if y'all saw, there was a boost in viewership. They had a boost in viewership. They had a total of 65,000 total viewers switch over and follow and mention and share AEW news after this happened. So let's see if that's a positive or a negative, y'all.
It's going to be interesting. But like I said, I think there's some people saying in the long haul, this may not have been a good thing. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Hey, when we come back, Matt and Jeff Hardy, the legends, are going to be on the show. So stick around for that and a whole lot more. You guys are insane. But never mind. We'll be right back on the Mark Hoke Show. Want more of the Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show. Like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show. And visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Hey, if you need to sell your home without all the headaches most people experience, hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that after years of buying, selling, investing millions of dollars in real estate, that all real estate agents do not operate the same way. Now, what makes the difference between a home selling fast and for top dollar and one that sits on the market for months and doesn't even sell at all? There's only one real estate team I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about the Brenkus team of Keller Williams Realty, the marketplace. The Brenkus team serves the entire Las Vegas area. The Brenkus team spends thousands of dollars every month and creates demand for your home, which makes it sell faster and for more money. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends the Brenkus team in Las Vegas. And if I needed to sell a home in Southern Nevada, well, no question, I'd call the Brenkus team. Now, find them online at thebrenkusteam.com. That's BRENKUS team.com.
License number BS16186. Call for details.
Welcome to Yoga for Beginners, where we say yes to less stress and no to auto loan payments.
What? Say yes to less stress with One Nevada Credit Union's 90-day no pay. Finance your new or used car with us, or move your current auto loan and don't make any payments for 90 days. That could be close to $4,000 in your pocket. Say no to payments and yes to less stress with One Nevada Credit Union's 90-day no pay auto loans. Visit onenevada.org today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Making money isn't all that hard, but keeping it is tough. It's why I like having a One Nevada One checking rewards account. All I had to do was set up direct deposit with my job, and boom, I get paid 2 days early, just in time for the weekend. And when I do have to spend, I just make sure it's with my One Nevada debit card, and I get cash back. So get your money sooner and keep more of it with a One Nevada One checking rewards account.
Visit onenevada.org to learn more and open a One checking rewards account.
Our one focus is you.
Federally insured by NCUA.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
KMXP HD3 Henderson, K268CS Las Vegas, 1015 FM KDAWN. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Looking. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. Another property has been visited by authorities searching for Nancy Guthrie, the mom of NBC Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie vanished from her home in Tucson, Arizona last week. Fox's Alicia Acuna.
In the hours after Savannah Guthrie and her siblings released that video, we saw quite a bit of activity at her sister Annie's house. And our Fox News Digital reports at least 4 investigators from the Pima County County Sheriff's Department arrived at the house. That's located about 4 miles from Nancy's place at about 8 o'clock last night. And then they went inside, and our team saw what appeared to be flashes coming from a camera inside the garage and then again in another part of the house. They spent about 2.5 hours there. When they arrived, a deputy was carrying a white folding table that left with them again, in addition to what looked like a brown paper bag. One of the Pima County deputies was seen wearing latex gloves as they were leaving the home.
Nancy Guthrie's abductors are reportedly demanding $6 million in Bitcoin for her return. Officials say they have no suspects, no persons of interest, or vehicles connected yet to the case. Some 60 million people in the Northeast coping with another day of an Arctic blast that's brought some of the coldest air of the season.
A lot of folks dealing with that really cold air that is settled deep across the eastern part of the country. 30 degrees in Jacksonville this morning, but that really, really cold air that is in the Northeast being driven by the winds. Your feels like temperatures negative 16 from New York getting up towards Boston. And there will be in portions of interior New England where those temperatures drop another 10 to 20 degrees for feels like temperatures. It's being driven by that wind. 15, 20, 30 miles an hour at time. Those are gusting winds. Yesterday, those were a little bit stronger, and they will wind down over the course of today.
And that's Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz. The cold expected to break tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
Hi, this is Ted Cruz. Join Ben Ferguson and me each weekend for Verdict. We take you behind the scenes for the ultimate insider show with the most up-to-date news and reaction.
Saturday mornings at 10 on KDAWN and everywhere on the free Odyssey app.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
I should never read our private chat right before we go back on the air. I'm just going to say that. I should never read the private chat. Unbelievable. You guys are killing me today. We're having a blast here on the Mark Hoke Show. You're on KDAWN 101.5 FM, Talk of Las Vegas. Coach Rosey's in the house. Eric Hay, the Haymaker, is in the house. And Jay Holiday is in the house as well. We're having a great time and having a respectful discussion. You know, that's cool. I wish everybody could talk like that. I wish we could. We should have broadcast that. That would have been great. But anyway, we have some guys that everybody wants to hear from way more than us. And I tell you, I'm so excited to get to talk to these gentlemen for the first time. I never even met the Hardys so far. And I want to thank everybody that kind of pulled together to make that happen. So, guys, what do you say? Do your thing again. Let's see it. Let's see it. You got that thing going. There you go. Let's hear from the true legends and one of the great tag teams of all time, and two of the great wrestlers.
The GOATs. You slipped up on that interview by not calling them the GOATs from the very start.
Oh, well, that's true.
Of all time. Let's get it in your mind, Mark.
Well, you know, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
Oh, hot take.
Ooh, here
Hot
we
take.
go.
More viral than Ricochet for you.
There you go. Because wait, the blasphemy, Mark.
Never mind. I'll tell you what. How about we get this interview rolling, and then you guys can yell at me after we're done. I love the Hardys. I really do. But
We finna see in this interview.
yeah. All right, let's get this rolling. Matt and Jeff Hardy, everybody. All right, and we are back on the Mark Hoke Show, and I got to tell you, what a week it's been for this show, but this is going to cap it off right now as we have, well, two of the greatest superstars in pro wrestling history, and they are, of course, the current and four-time TNA World Tag Team Champions, and they've won a few other championships along the way, too. And let's bring them in here right now. They don't really need an introduction. Matt and Jeff Hardy, what's up, fellas?
What's going on? How are you, Mark? You good?
I'm good. I'm good.
If you want to throw out an introduction, man, I mean, we're both very humble individuals. We would never say this on our own, but the word on the streets here in Nashville, at least, is that we're the GOATs, which apparently the kids say stands for the greatest of all time. So I don't know. Maybe we're just the GOATs. I don't know. You can introduce us as that if you want to. We would never say that because we're way too humble too.
Well, it's interesting that you brought that up because that was something I wanted to ask you guys about. Is you two do have a legitimate claim to being the greatest tag team of all time in an industry that's been around for 125 years.
Yeah.
Do you guys sit around and think about that at all? That you have achieved so much that people say you are the best to ever do this?
No, in reality, not really. I think it's a nice catchphrase that does it, but I think we're just two guys who are very passionate about this, and we're very proud we're able to do it, especially this deep in the game, and we just enjoy it. We're very passionate about it. It is very cool to get that compliment, and we do honestly get that quite a bit. So it is cool, and it is quite an honor. I don't think it is something that rattles around our brains as much now as maybe it would if we were all said and done and we're finished, because then people would probably give us our flowers a little more if we weren't here anymore.
Yeah, it's, and I can tell you, you have fans out there that believe it wholeheartedly. All your diehardies, they're crazy, man.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
They're wild. I mean, we did send the Dudleys home. They were making a claim to be the GOATs, and we did send those guys home and retired them, man.
Yeah, they're
man. I'll tell you, everybody's getting retired lately. What's going on?
Mark, we're the Gunther of the tag team division.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're evidently going to make it to 2033.
We're gonna keep retiring tag teams. We might get the head here if it's our last year.
Well, you guys are having some trouble with a few tag teams in TNA right now. As you know, last night got some issues with the system. You got the Righteous. We've got coming up at the pay-per-view next week. The Order 4 guys. Man, tag team situation's heating up for you. It's going to be hard to hold those titles, boys.
I mean, it really is. And the Righteous, they volunteered us for this match. They went to Daria and wanted this match with us. They keep saying over and over, we don't want to fight. We want to be friends. We don't want to fight. We want to be friends. We want to have an alliance. Or as Jeff says, they want to have a faction. They want to be a faction with us. Jeff said he thinks they're trying to move in and join us and be freaky team extreme.
Well, I think you guys just better be careful with those guys. They're a little crazy.
Yes,
just a tad.
They're a little cultish.
That's a good way to put it. Jeff, I wanted to ask you something that came up in a topic of discussion a few weeks ago about ring safety. And, William Regal made comments about how guys aren't taking care of themselves and, all the head and neck injuries and some of the spots. I mean, dude, you're the ultimate daredevil in this industry. How did you feel about what he said? And would you take back some of the stuff you did? I mean, what effect has it had on you as your career has gone on, doing all the crazy stuff that you've done in the ring?
Oh, I don't know like exactly what he said, but no, I'm proud of everything I've ever done. And it's the strangest thing. Like when I hurt my neck, I'm dealing with 2 bulging discs on the left side of my neck. And it happened at the end of our match with Dark State when we lost the NXT titles. It rang my bell, that finisher they did to me, and that's when the injury happened. But no, and it looked like it was fine. It looked like I landed perfectly flat but it hurt and really like messed me up. So I've been stressed about this neck injury, and it's definitely better. And I just started taking some peptides 2 days ago, so hopefully that's going to help. But no, I don't regret or take back anything I've ever done.
To Jeff, to give you the cliff notes of what William Regal said, he said that he would recommend all young talent, even if you feel young and invincible, don't land specifically on your head, like high on your neck or on your head. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally agree with
And
that.
and I was gonna say, people said like, but your brother's Jeff Hardy, because I said I do. I agreed with him. I said, yeah, but Jeff has never like intentionally tried to land on his head over and
Yeah,
over just to make a
never.
bum look crazy. I mean, he's always done stuff to be as safe as possible.
Yeah.
Do you guys
So I
think?
totally agree with that.
Do you guys think guys take too many chances in the ring today, or is it just up to the person?
I think anytime you're trying to take a bump where you're gonna land super high on your shoulders or possibly on your head and neck, I think that's a bump that's not worth taking, because at the end of the day, this is sports entertainment and we do control what we're doing. And I think there are times where you can take calculated risk, but like it takes so little to be paralyzed. We were there when Draws got paralyzed. I've seen people have these serious injuries, and just breaking your neck and trying to sever your spinal cord is just something I would not play with. It is just something that's not worth it. I'm glad chair shots to the head ended up going away.
Oh, it had to.
Because that's one of those things, like when we first came into the business, like if you didn't do them, they would call you weak and you would be ridiculed and whatnot, and so we did for the longest time. But I'm glad that is something that has changed. The culture of the business has gotten a lot better. And just because people feel like they can take these bumps, even if they're talented, I just don't think they're worth the risk.
Yeah, and it's freaky for me. A lot of the younger guys, so you'll see them spike themselves, I think they call it, a lot of times, with like really like land directly on their heads. But a great example of I saw this recently too. It was Mark Briscoe wrestling. I'm not sure what the guy's name is in the mask, but it was a crazy double arm like power driver deal. But he like nipped up out of it. Did you see that clip?
I did see that. Yes.
It was a crazy counter, and oh my God, it was like superhuman the way he did that. But I was just blown away, and that freaks me out, man, completely. So I am not for the spiking directly to your head type of deal.
And of course, we are on with Matt and Jeff Hardy, the legends themselves, joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show. And by the way, they're going to be in Nashville the 13th and 14th. Of course, we've got that big pay-per-view coming up on February 13th. TNA No Surrender, which should be a lot of fun. They're going to be headed to Atlanta on March 5th and 6th, New Orleans, March 27th and 28th. And you guys are going to be also at the Nashville Celebrity Comic-Con this weekend, right?
Yeah, that's why we just changed hotels, actually, and we're in our Comic-Con hotel now. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. There's a great lineup there. And if you want to come meet and greet the Hardy Boys, this is your great opportunity in Nashville. So we will be here, and we'll be there on Saturday and Sunday. And then Saturday night, we're also doing a Hardy Party. We're throwing the biggest Hardy Party of 2026 thus far, where I'm going to be doing an hour stage show of the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, telling wrestling stories, just having a great time. Shooting the breeze. And then Jeff is doing an hour-long concert with his actual full band, which rarely happens. So it's going to be an event you don't want to miss, and it's going to be at John Daly's in Nashville, which is a real cool venue.
Yeah, Peroxide Gin is coming back together, man. It's going to be super. I'm nervous and totally scared, but I think I've got all the lyrics down. I've been listening to the songs like crazy, but it's going to be super cool to be with my full band in Nashville, man, at this huge Hardy Party. So I'm super nervous and excited, man, to be great.
Does it still amaze you how many people love you guys? I mean, you always get the huge lines at the conventions. People pack these events that you do. How much fun is it to still see that after all this time?
It really is flattering more than anything else. I mean, I feel like we have tried our hardest to be so good to our fans, and I think we've built a lot of equity with our fan base, the diehardies over the years. And it's just great, man. They continue to support us, and we're both very aware, like without them, there would be no us.
Well, one thing that you added to the wrestling genre is the cinematic match. And I remember when you did the first one and you guys just absolutely knocked it out of the park, and everybody's like, that was awesome. I mean, you have contributed so much to the industry, including that. I mean, the innovations in the ladder matches and the cinematic matches and just tag team wrestling in general. But the cinematic match,
right?
I'm just curious how did you come up with the idea? And I know we're going to see another one coming up soon, I would imagine.
Yes, what a better place. There couldn't be a better place than AMC to actually have a cinematic match. The cinematic match actually stemmed from very similar to almost how the TLC match did, because we knew Jeff and I, we had matches on the Indies, ladder matches where he would be Will-O-the-Wisp and I would be Matt Hardy, Surge, and we could thrive in these. We knew if we could get Edge and Christian in an environment where we had a ladder match involved, that we could tell a story in a whole different way and we could make it super exciting because all of us could take these real unique bumps and do a lot of cool things that have never been done before. So the whole ladder match and table match and TLC matches ultimately were us trying to step out of our comfort zone and tell stories in a different way, using these inanimate objects. And that same thing happened with the cinematic match. I was doing Broken Matt Hardy and I'm just like, what if we just like fought all over our compound? We did that as kids and made home videos. I said, what if that was just the entire Hardy compound was the battlefield, and we just told a story in a different way, and we put like these cinematic elements into it, tried to make it serious at times, trying to make it funny at times, trying to just make it overall very entertaining, and lo and behold, it worked, and it was a different way of telling stories.
Matt started this thing called the Hardy Show years ago, and I think we had 2 like brother versus brother fights, and that is kind of where it all kind of started too. I think the idea of a fight around our property, because we fought all over the place, man. I think we even fought into Cameron, the actual town, and we did that in one of the deletion matches too. We were at the railroad tracks. I remember a train came by. It was just perfect timing. But yeah, I really enjoy those matches, and the thought of being in the very first one on AMC is crazy exciting.
What did your wife say when you had the idea, Matt? I'm just curious. Did you guys just go run and say, honey, hey, look, hey, we got this great idea. We're going to have a huge wrestling match at the house. I couldn't.
I don't know if she was so crazy about it in the beginning. And still now, I've noticed I get hit with a big bill. I was like, oh, well, yeah, we're going to do a cinematic match. She said, oh, my God, I have to call like the landscaping people. They have to clean up the property. It has to be pristine. And then I get hit with a $1,500 bill, before we have that, before we have the match and fight on the property. But no, it was great because she was part of it and she was really into that thing. And our youngest son, I mean, he looks back and watches some of that now, and he thinks it's just so adorable that he was involved in that as King Maxwell. He's 10 and a half years old now. So,
my God, that's crazy.
It's
been
crazy.
that long.
It is one of those things that it's just like, we struck and did the cinematic match at the exact right time, and we had the exact right characters. I was doing Broken Matt, and Jeff was so committed as Brother Nero, and it just worked, man. And it kind of it got TNA on track to be sold, as it was kind of having a lot of financial difficulties at that time, and then it ended up being sold to the new current owners, which is the Anthem Entertainment, right? So we did that, and then lo and behold, whenever the pandemic happened, like a lot of people had already had this roadmap laid out by us of doing these cinematic matches. So that was there too. So it's cool how we do get the credit for doing the modern day cinematic match.
Yeah, and of course being on AMC,
seeing AJ and
AJ
and the Undertaker that. During the pandemic, that was so, oh my God, I enjoyed that match so much. And Jeremy Borash was one of the brilliant minds behind it all as well. But you could definitely see, like, that's okay. We kind of started all this when they put that together, and it was just incredible for Taker's last match.
And all this fun stuff can happen on AMC now with TNA Thursday Night Impact being on AMC, the huge contract set up with you guys and Anthem. And this has to be so meaningful to all of you at TNA that the dream came true and you're back on a regular television channel that people can just tune in every week and enjoy it.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It is. I mean, it really feels like we've accomplished something, you know what I mean? And we're very proud of this, man. It's very validating. We worked really hard to try and build TNA up as much as we possibly could. And we both feel very validated.
And of course, you guys have been working with NXT and WWE as well. There are critics out there wondering if everything's going to work out in the end. But what has been the talent's opinion about what's happening with you guys working with WWE now?
I mean, it's been great on our side. I mean, it's definitely helped TNA. I think it has helped NXT as well. You know, if you have an NXT person come to TNA, they feel like a bigger star. If you have a TNA person go to NXT, you know, they feel like a bigger star. So I think it's been great. And it's cool because it is two different companies that have different owners and they have different mindsets and, you know, different booking ideas and whatnot. So they are rival promotions. So it feels very real and it's nice. It's not, you don't get that feeling of like when we bought WCW and then Vince said, oh, damn it, make every match a WWE versus WCW match. That felt very forced and very not genuine, you know. So it's nice that this partnership's going. Everybody's been super happy with it. They're very proud of us for, you know, getting this AMC deal, and they've been great partners to work with, WWE.
Absolutely. Well, we're very excited about it. But one thing, while we're on the subject of WWE, you know, one of my favorite moments for you guys was WrestleMania 33 when you were on the Expedition of Gold and then ended up coming out and, you know, winning the tag titles that night and just blew the place up. I still watch that clip all the time. I just love it. Are we going to see you guys at WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's
I mean, look, it's Vegas, man.
Yeah, man, who knows? When I think about that, I'm going, oh my God, is there a possibility for something like that to happen again? Something, because that was such a great, it's probably my number one most cherished moment in our careers. Because there was a point in my second run at TNA, I kind of felt like I would never go back to WWE, and just that Expedition of Gold, I still question like how in the world did that happen? When Matt started, he said, yeah, we're just going to go around all the indies and win all these championships, man. And for it to end back in the WWE winning the World Tag Team Championships was just so mind-blowing.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. So maybe we'll get to see you here in Vegas. Are you guys, do you have plans to come out anyway, no matter what?
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll be out there.
Yeah, we're already booked at WrestleCon, and that we've had some real interesting talks with WWE. So it's gonna be an interesting WrestleMania, no doubt.
Fair enough. Well, guys, we're very excited here on the Mark Hoke Show and in 101.5 KDAWN to have you join me. You know, incredibly honored. Just two of the best to ever do it, and so many people love you guys. And it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, when you get to Vegas, I'm sure your WrestleCon line's going to be super long. And, you know, maybe Coach Rosey and I can work on having a drink with you.
Sounds good, man. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And we'll look forward to seeing you guys, of course, once again, TNA Wrestling in Nashville at the Pinnacle on the 13th and 14th, Georgia at the GICC Arena March 5th and 6th, New Orleans at the Lario Arena on March 27th and 28th. And you can go to TNAWrestling.com to get those tickets. And watch them on AMC, guys, every week, Thursday Night Impact. Gentlemen,
that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, and we are back hearing from the Hardys. Well, that was fun. I got to tell you, you know, I didn't, you know, we had a few interesting questions there, but I didn't want to get too crazy with those guys. But, oh, man, it's the Hardys. You gotta have fun with the Hardys.
Gotta have fun. It's a Hardy party, baby.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we'll get some reaction to that. We got to get a break in to that, and then we'll start hitting some of the news that was happening around the pro wrestling world this week, including the in-ring stuff that happened at AEW Dynamite and Collision here in Las Vegas. And by the way, quick shout out to Brittany Brooks, Jordan Oasis did an awesome job. Way to go. Let's get them some contracts, Tony. What do you say? All right, we'll be right back. Eric Hay, NJ Holiday, Coach Rosey, and myself, Mark Hoke, on the Best in Pro Wrestling here in Las Vegas. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Alan Stock, inviting you to join me October 9th as we celebrate America's heritage and 250th anniversary with Colette. We'll explore the history of America in Monticello, Mount Vernon, and Colonial Williamsburg. We'll visit Washington, D.C.'s world-famous memorials and monuments, including Arlington National Cemetery. Plus, enjoy the timeless elegance and heritage as we stay 2 nights at America's resort, the Greenbrier. This and so much more. Colette covers the details, flights, hotels, meals, and local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss your chance to celebrate with me. And to learn more, visit KXNT.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942. That's 800-581-8942 or kxnt.com.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8 year old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he can be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at iqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today. Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Yeah, that's me, everybody. Hang on in there. We're having too much fun on the show today. And we got to get Coach Rosey back in there. There we go. And I'm going to have a seat, too, because we're talking memories, man. We're talking memories. Just a whole lot of great stuff. But let's get a little reaction to what the Hardys said. And look, I know where Coach Rosey stands on this. Yeah. Coach Rosey thinks that the Hardys are the greatest tag team of all time. NJ.
I mean, are you telling me you disagree? So, I mean, we was talking about it. We was talking about it in the private chat over here. Like while you was conducting your interview, we were dropping some of the many promotions that the Hardy Boys have become champions. That me and Coach was going back to back. Coach said, I said fourth rope, of course, because I got tired of the fourth rope with Coach Rink. And then you obviously got HOG, House of Glory. Right. You obviously got NXT. They became NXT champions recently. You know what I'm saying? And then something was brought up to us a while ago by our friend Jerry. They were AEW tag team champions too. Yeah. I forgot all about that because the title reign was very brief. We don't have to get into that discussion, but yeah, these guys have won championships in almost every single wrestling promotion. They've beaten almost every single tag team that you can think of. Like I said, the only knock against the GOAT debate for them being the greatest of all time in the tag team conversation is the fact they haven't had the most overall World Tag Team Championship reigns, and that goes to the Dudley Boys. So that's the only knock. But other than that, bro, longevity and then the long as they've been going, I feel like they got the edge over the Dudleys because, one, they just beat them at Bound for Glory on their way out. They just retired them. And then, two, because of the longevity, they've been going at this for almost 30 years. And then they haven't lost a step. So shout out to the Hardy Boys and a well-done interview conducted by yourself.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Eric, where do you stand on this?
I mean, like NJ just said, the longevity. I mean, especially with what they put their body through, and they're still going strong. How do you not consider them the GOATs? I mean, even Matt was wearing the shirt that said GOAT.
That's true. Coach, make the case. Coach, can you hear me? We lost Coach there, so Coach doesn't get to make the case until we get him back in. But I in terms of a lot of categories, yes, I would agree.
Well,
I will. Oh, there he is. Go ahead.
Simple. Couple things. Number one, if you go to any convention and you see Demolition, you see the Dudleys, they don't have the same type of line. In wrestling, connection with your audience is the number one thing. And when I looked online February 1st, the first day of Black History Month, I not only saw pictures of Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, but I had a lot of my friends who were basketball players, who are, African American, throw up some love for Jeff Hardy. How many people in 2008 can say that they were at the same level as President Obama? Not many. Who can say that they went from WWE to all these different organizations, had some falls, had to reinvent themselves, had some personal issues in their life, had to remedy that, and can still, after 4 decades in the industry, sell out arenas, have the hugest pops when they show up at any indie show, and have the longest line at any convention? When you talk about who the greatest of all time is, ring performance is important, but in wrestling, I think it's connection with your fans. And you put those things together, Matt and Jeff are definitely the greatest tag team of all time.
And it's hard to debate that.
Well said,
I guess,
Coach.
Yeah, and
Very well said.
sometimes when when I'm referencing it, I'm thinking some more about what I've seen in the ring, and there's maybe some other teams that I liked watching better a little bit, but it's hard to debate that they are not at the top of the list. And but I think one thing where their impact is going to be felt, and that's why I wanted to ask Matt about cinematic matches and so on, is their impact on the industry in terms of their innovation and how they changed things. I mean, Matt is a wrestling savant, and Jeff's right next to him there. But Matt has come up with some of the most incredible ideas that have made pro wrestling different than what it was and made it better. And I think Matt is one of the most underrated people in wrestling history when it comes to that. Because I think people talk about what they've done in the ring, but they don't talk enough about what he did, what Matt's done, and the guy, both of them done outside of the ring, that I think has had just as much, if not more, of an impact than the in-ring stuff. What do you think about that, Eric?
No, I agree. I mean, look what he did with the broken character and
unbelievable.
All the stuff he did at the compound and everything. Like you said, he's very innovative, very smart, and hopefully when he's done wrestling, if he wants to, he's on a booking committee and a creative team.
I think more than a booking committee.
I mean, creative team.
Could be running a company, to be honest with you.
No, very innovative. Like you said, to carry on what he said, look at what he did with Bray Wyatt when they were a tag team and they was stuck at the bottom. I say they're stuck at the bottom of the card with Vince, and they were doing like pre-shows and kickoff shows. But like I said, that character, that gimmick, that feud, that storyline catapulted themselves to taking over the WrestleMania Battle Royal. They won that, and then they become tag team champions, and then they ended up bringing Jeff in there for a little minute, and then that storyline continued, and then it started hijacking the show with the leak chants. You know what I'm saying? That, and then let's not forget how he changed the game with kayfabe in 2005, and then he brings a real life situation that he had with Lita and Adam Copeland, and then he brings that to the WWE to where like Hardy will not die, and then you got everybody chanting his name when he's fired from the company, and essentially he's an afterthought. But like I said, he makes enough waves on the internet, and then everybody's just chanting Hardy, 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 Hardy everywhere, to where that's the number one storyline, and it overshadows John Cena and Jericho, overshadows Batista and JBL, overshadows Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels. Everybody's just talking about Matt Hardy and Edge and the feud that they had going on all throughout 2005, and then goes on to SmackDown and becomes a bigger talent over there. So, yeah, no, shout out to Matt Hardy. He's revolutionary, especially more outside of the ring than him.
And if you do the math, I think you've heard him say that they're going to go to 2023. Or 2033, excuse me. And if you do the math, King Maxwell's 10.5, and in 2033, King Maxwell turns 18.
Oh,
so if
God.
you think the Hardy train is
Oh.
over, you got another thing coming, because we got Maxwell, Bartholomew, we got a bunch of young Hardys that are young and hungry and in training currently. So if you think this Hardy train is going to be off the tracks in 2033, you got another thing coming, because this thing is going to continue to go and go and go. And when people look back at the history of professional wrestling, the Hardy name is going to be right up there with the Harts, with the McMahons, with the Ganyas, with all the great families of professional wrestling. And they will be recognized for not only being the greatest tag team of all time, but having the greatest family lineage in wrestling of all time.
Amen to that. And let's not forget him reinventing himself in 03 with the version 1. That was revolutionary.
Mattitude and the Matt Facts.
The Mattitude, yes. And then like the Titantron, like the entrance that he had with the Titantron, where it was like the whole computer setup, and then the hidden facts of Matt, you know what I'm saying? It's, did you know that Matt hates ice cream and stuff like that? Like, that was revolutionary. Nobody else was doing that at the time. And then for him to drop weight to become Cruiserweight champion and then have a nice, meaningful heel run with the Cruiserweight championship to open WrestleMania 19 against Rey Mysterio and then win. Like, yeah, that says a lot about the creativity of Matt Hardy and him being able to reinvent himself at the spur of a moment. And then, like I said, for him to be successful at it as well. So shout out to Matt Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, he and Chris Jericho are probably the two guys that have just been able to, over all this time, just really reinvent their characters. When things they knew they needed to make a change, they both were able to do it. And you know, it was just fun getting to talk to him. I think you could tell I was a little starstruck.
You was marking out.
A little.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, all pun intended. You were marking out, Mark.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. But
Here's my bold prediction. WrestleMania, and I know nothing. They never tell me anything. I think they're going to go into WrestleMania, and like NJ was saying, they gave that push to the Wyatts back in the day. I think it's going to come full circle, and the Wyatt family is going to be on their back, looking up at the lights when Jeff swantons them for that 1, 2, 3 and new WWE Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys. You heard
Vegas
it here first.
Vegas will erupt if that happens.
Oh, it will.
There's no doubt about it.
Great, hey, hot take, Coach. I love it. I agree with it. I'm excited to see that. Because I was there in Orlando when they returned in 2017, and the roof. Thankfully, there was no roof on that joint.
It would have,
because it was already off. But they went absolutely nuts. The New Day did a great job of like teasing us a little bit, like they were gonna come out and do the ladder match. But then the Hardys coming out there at WrestleMania in that beautiful stage with the roller coaster in the back, and them coming down there, and then Jeff doing the swanton onto the ladder onto Cesaro and Sheamus, and then Matt going up there grabbing the titles. One of the most unforgettable WrestleMania moments I've ever seen. Let's run it back 9 years later. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready.
And then Michael Cole had a great call when they walked out.
Yeah.
When he said WrestleMania is about to be broken.
Yes.
That was a wonderful call that he did there.
Yes.
Yeah. That like I said in the interview, I watched that introduction more than most wrestling clips. I think to me that's one of the two or three that I really get a kick out of seeing every time. So yeah, but thanks to Matt and Jeff Hardy, thanks to TNA for having them on, and by the way, also thanks to AEW and Ricochet for letting him come into the studio. It was a couple of great experiences. So, we have some more great experiences coming at you on the Mark Hoke Show. We still got a segment to go. After all this, we still got to talk a little bit of wrestling that happened in the ring. There's a new mixed tag team champion in AAA, by the way. Actually, it's kind of 3 people. Well, 2 people and a stuffed animal or a puppet or something.
That Damian Priest chokeslam, by the way.
Yeah, that wasn't bad either. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sherry Harris, owner of LifeSource Water. Your tap water isn't as clean as you think. City water is full of contaminants, including chlorine that cities use to treat it. At LifeSource, we believe your water should support your family's health. Our whole house system delivers filtered water from every tap, even your showers. For over 40 years, we've proudly built every system right here in the USA. Call our factory today at 1-800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com.
Warranty limitations apply.
Dear ski trip. The Toyota RAV4 is your season pass for endless fun. Want to carve up a back road on your way to the slopes? The RAV4's available all-wheel drive keeps you confident, and available heated seats keep you cozy. A suite of top-notch safety features watches your back. Unlock the magic of winter with a new RAV4. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
1015 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
All right, and we are back on the Mark Hoke Show. Final segment. We get this wrapped up, that Hardy Party. And if I could just get the right buttons here, Jiminy Christmas, I'll tell you. Oh, but what a show, man. Man, Ricochet and the Hardys in one shot. That's not bad, NJ.
Yeah, no, that was pretty dope. Ricochet, Hardy Boys, and then you got me, Coach Eric, and then you got my other man up in here too. So like, it's a Super Bowl edition of the Mark Hoke Show. We got an all-star cast. I'm excited how we end this segment.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, it's kind of Super Bowl-y.
We're having our own little private party. We need to see them on TV really soon.
That part.
I'm not going to debate you on that. A bunch of other things did happen in the world of pro wrestling. The first thing I do want to mention about is the meeting of MJF and Seth Rollins on Media Row at the Super Bowl. While it was fun, was it the right thing to do? Should those guys have interacted? Or, are we just stuck in 1970s kayfabe? What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I think you're caught in 1970s kayfabe. I mean, these guys all root for each other. I mean, maybe we'll be talking about Roman and CM. Maybe there is an actual hatred there, but most of these guys know the trials and tribulations of being in this business and talk shop and some maybe doing a little bit of recruiting, but they're friends outside the ring and they respect each other. They're two of the greatest in the game. Why wouldn't they want to either talk shop or maybe talk a little stuff? Who knows? But it was good to see because the curtains have kind of fallen in professional wrestling, and this was a real moment that we got to see shared between two of the greats.
NJ, does it give you any ideas? Does it make you think that could they actually put together a super card? And how much fun would that be if you had WWE against AEW?
I love it. And then it'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, this is stuff we've been talking about for years. You know what I'm saying? Barbershop talk, as we like to call it. Kind of like with basketball, we've been doing it. Pro wrestling, we've been doing it. AEW versus WWE, we've seen a little bit of it, a little bit teased within WWE. Coach can say this, worlds collide. You know what I'm saying? We had like NXT versus NXT UK. So let's say let's have our own worlds collide version of not WWE versus TNA, but let's do WWE versus AEW. Obviously, the headliner match for me, obviously still to this day, would be Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega. That would be that would be the match that has to main event the card. And then you have the champions. You can have all that champion versus champion thing if you want to do that beforehand. But obviously the main event would have to obviously be Roman versus Kenny Omega. And then obviously the tag team match would have to be the Usos versus who? The Young Bucks. So those are the two marquee matches that I love to see. And I like that we saw a little bit of that at this past little media scrum with the Super Bowl when we had AEW champion MJF cross paths with WWE superstar Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to see that. So makes you dream a little bit. Well, you mentioned Roman Reigns, and he and CM Punk are going to be hooking it up at WrestleMania. And Jay, this is the one that I thought would be a pretty good matchup. What do you think? And did Roman cook CM Punk pretty well? How do you think that whole thing went?
I was just talking about. We just did a watch along with my co-host over here, Jared. We watched it back last night. That was one of the realest promos I've ever seen Roman Reigns cut, and I felt like that was no script. Indeed, that was all improv. I think that was from the heart. That was from the soul. Everything that he said, I think that he really meant. Like he hates CM Punk. And then I like the fact that he brought up the Zebros connections or some shit. That was his exact quote, and how it was death to that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he brought up the fact that, and I feel like that's a real thing too, where they was walking up the ramp from War Games, and how CM Punk was kind of like clowning him behind his back and treating him like a young boy. You know what I'm saying? I looked back at that clip and I saw how CM Punk was kind of jokingly behind Roman Reigns, you know what I'm saying? So that's real. So, and like I was telling my boy Franchise Jerry, I was telling him that seeing the growth from Roman Reigns being in a situation like that back in 2017 with John Cena, where John Cena looked him dead in his eye and called him flabbergasted and said, "Hey, if you want to be the big dog, kid, it's a promo. You got to learn how to cut one." He not only cut one, but he executed one to perfection to put us into high gear as we gear up for this main event, ladies and gentlemen. The main event of night 2 is going to be the headline match. Last year was Cody Rhodes and John Cena. This year, the headliner is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I couldn't be more elated and more excited for it.
It's going to be fun, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it got my blood flowing because, as a fan, I hate CM Punk. I hate CM Punk. So to hear Roman actually verbalize that got my blood boiling, because I'd like to see somebody put him in his place. So I'm excited for WrestleMania, not only for that, but just for the whole spectacle, because I think WWE is going to do a much better job this time around than they did the last time around with that night 2 finish. And I think we're going to be left with something truly memorable. And Roman will once again be the World Heavyweight Champion of the world.
Coach, I'm gonna have to pull out the Drewski meme on you on that one. Like, what do you mean by that? You hate CM Punk. You hate
just
Phil
the character.
Brooks. Can you elaborate?
The dude is good. I just don't like how he comes across. And I don't know everything that happened with the backstage with AEW, but I love AEW, and that caused it to fall for a little while. Now I'm only speaking as the CM Punk character. Larry can be a great guy. Never met him. But his character is not somebody that I root for.
Larry was the dog.
Larry was the dog.
He passed away.
My
Rest
fault.
in peace,
I got
Larry.
excited.
You're thinking of Phil.
You're mad at the wrong person.
Brooks.
See,
God rest Larry. Because
rest in peace to Larry.
We love Larry.
Catch his strays.
Larry got nothing to do with it. Let me recant that. Phil Brooks, you're a good dude. You tried your best in MMA. You kept yourself relevant. And I appreciate you for coming back to the business. But your character is not somebody that I'm fond of.
I hope Roman works a little stiff in that match. I'll
Wait,
just say that.
well, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Where's all the Phil Brooks hate coming from? Because I love CM Punk because he brought another like wave, a generation of guys. He did the same thing CM Punk, Stone Cold kind of did as far as like being a renegade and being like going up against the system and then like being a bigger star than he was plateaued to be.
I'll give you my answer.
What's your answer?
He
Mark?
sold out.
Oh, here we go. Let's elaborate. When did he sell out?
He trashed WWE.
You talking about when he sold out? When he sold out the T-Mobile Arena?
Saudi Arabia. What about that? What about that thing?
You talking about when he sold out the T-Mobile Arena and brought
what about?
AEW
I'm
his
never
first
going to go
$1 million
back.
game?
WWE is a horrible, horrible place. I never want to go there. I never, it's the worst. And the minute he got free, he went running right back. No. Sorry. Not going to get away with that with me. So I'll just say
for me,
that's
it's just the character. Just the character, purely storyline based. Phil, if I meet you in public, I'll shake your hand and say thank you for the memories.
Oh, I did that too. I met Phil.
I'm gonna just remind y'all, this character beat the guy that you just said was bigger than Obama in 08. He beat Jeff Hardy 3 times. He made Undertaker tap out, quote unquote. He did that. Not many other people say that. He beat John Cena for the title in his hometown and walked out the company with the championship. Nobody else can say they did that.
That's still one of my favorite matches of all time.
And he whooped Vince McMahon's ass too. Let's not forget he did that. He did that. He beat Vince on Raw.
Are we done? Can we move on?
Can we? I can keep going. And let's not forget he brought AJ. he brought AJ Lee back to WWE. So thank you, CM Punk.
AJ Lee.
And this is the beauty of professional wrestling.
That
it's
part.
Subjective. We can all, just like you said, this is just like we're sitting in the barbershop kicking it. We got a dude over there smoking a Black and Mild, the dude over there shooting some dice, and us 3 over here kicking it, talking about CM Punk. That's the beauty of professional wrestling. You can agree, disagree, and at the end of this, we're all going to still be friends.
We're all going to be friends.
Wrestling, it's you get passionate about people.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to get a couple comments in the chat box real quick before we hit a couple more things, because I don't want to think everybody was ignoring them. We had, let's see, John Redondo -WT6YT. That's what Ciampa said in an interview. He was talking about the getting a match with Ricochet. Who knows if that's going to happen? We'll find out. We also have in there, let's see, Javon Campbell 8357. I noticed Ricochet has been using some of Macho Man's mannerisms. Black Machismo might have to see you, brother. Yeah, that's not a bad call on that. Bionic Scoop, of course, just says hello to everybody, so we got to say Scoop.
Shout out Scoop.
Gotta say Scoop.
What up, Scoop?
Javon Campbell also in the chat box. Little Vice is killing it in AAA. She and Mr. Iguana are the new AAA mixed tag team champions. I don't know if it's Lola and the Puppet or what, but congratulations to them.
No, they beat Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. Oh my God.
With a puppet.
They were carrying that promotion.
Tell me about it.
Scoop said Punk and Roman promo was fun.
Amazing. Amazing, by the way. One of the best promo interactions I've ever seen. And Punk had some great valuable points up in there, too. He was cooking them for a minute. I'm just glad Roman recovered.
Oh, Roman ran him into the ground. Scoop also said, talking about Wednesday night, I got to see Mark Foley moved me around 37 times at the AEW show. He was doing his thing out at the Pearl Theater at the Palms. Franchise Jerry says, CM the GOAT.
Yes.
The GOAT?
CM the GOAT.
Oh.
CM the GOAT.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He's the GOAT.
I don't know.
I love it. Go ahead, CM Punk. Thank you for coming back to pro wrestling. Thank you for coming back to saving Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Thank you for spearheading that deal. Thank you for main eventing WrestleMania for the 2nd year in a row.
Oh,
thank you, Mr. Punk.
NJ Holidays.
Thank you, Phil. Yes. Franchise Jerry said in the chat too. Thank you, Phil.
There must have been some crack in the men's room here at the Odyssey Studios. And real quick, gotta mention real fast, Joe Hendry is the new NXT champion. Coach, you like it? You like him being in NXT?
Joe Hendry, his character is a good character, but it's kind of getting a little tired for me. Congratulations on the win. I'm more of a Ricky guy. I would have rather seen him reclaim the title, but for Joe Hendry, it's going to give him the rocket ship because he does draw numbers. But the whole song bit and all that, it's for me. I appreciate his effort in the ring and his match skills, but the whole character is starting to wane on me a little bit.
What's
but
he
Ricky
doing?
Starks, he's amazing day in and day out. In the ring, on the mic, the way he dresses, he's got it all.
Well, I agree with Coach. Like I said, Joe Henry is like that run. It catapulted him to TNA title, catapulted him to being a signee to WWE. But yes, now I'm with him. Ricky Starks, I agree, should have won the title back. He reinvented. He had it as a baby face. Now let's see him as a champion, as a heel. So hopefully he gets his NXT championship back soon. But congratulations, Joe Henry.
All right, that's going to wrap it for us. Thanks to Eric K, NJ Holiday, Coach Rosey. Man, a great show. And once again, thank you to Matt and Jeff Hardy and Ricochet, AEW, and TNA for making all that happen. What a fantastic show. Guys, enjoy the Super Bowl. It's going to be a very interesting game, and I am going to be selling tickets and taking people's money for the next, I don't know.
Coach doesn't believe
hours.
in Joe Henry. Somebody just put in the chat.
Javon is the man. We'll see you next week. Have a good one, everybody.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.